Hello knitters, Barbara Benson here. I am an independent knitwear designer who also likes to make videos here on my YouTube channel. Watch Barbara Knit. I'm gonna skip all the other stuff, like, comment, subscribe. You know the drill. It is a time-sensitive video and I am super excited to announce that I will be teaching classes live in person at the end of August in the Chicago area through the yarn store String Theory Yarn Company. I am really excited and I'm going to do a screen share so I can show you all of the details of how you can sign up and come take one of four, or there are four classes. You could take one, you could take two, you could take three, you can take all of them. It would be awesome. So let's go. Here we go. This is the String Theory Yarn Company, and there I am. So don't miss guest instructor Barbara Benson. Learn more. So, and I had the dates, but it's going to move by really fast. So I am teaching at the end of August, and it is through, well, here we go. Let's click on this. So you know how towns have festivals and they can be really big. And if it's anything like the ones that were in the Atlanta area, considering this is the Chicago area, I think it's going to be super fun and I can't wait to see it. This is the 53rd Annual Festival of the Arts in Glen Ellen, Illinois. It's in the suburbs of Chicago. I just said Chicago, give you a rough idea. The event is on the 27th and the 28th, and the 27th and the 28th are the dates I will be teaching up there. And you can see here that it's their Festival of the Arts featuring Yarn and Folk Fiber Arts Festival. So there's like a whole separate Fiber Arts Festival inside the arts festivals. So I think this sounds really exciting and I wish there was something like this near me. So there's going to be all kinds of other events going on at this. There's going to be a lot of shopping, but String Theory Yarn asked me to come in and, as they're part of the Fiber Art Festival, be their featured guest instructor. And I'm so excited. We have selected 4 classes to offer, and I think each one of them has its own usefulness. What we decided together was that for when you have brain power in the morning, there are going to be 2 morning classes, one on Saturday and one on Sunday, and then 2 afternoon classes, Saturday and Sunday. Again, the ones that require more brain power are going to be in the morning because that's when people tend to have the brain power and aren't tired out. And then the afternoon ones are heavily lecture-based. One of them is completely lecture. And so it's not going to take, you're going to have to take notes and you're going to fill your brain up, but it's not going to be as intense technique-wise. So the 4 classes that I will be teaching, let me see if we scoot, nope, that's it, so the 2 morning classes are Mosaic and Lace Technique Toolbox, and then the other morning class is Unusual Techniques from Japanese Stitch Dictionaries. The 2 afternoon classes are Tips and Tricks for Knitting with Variegated Yarn, and then this is a brand new class, Know Your Yarn, Love Your Project, Selecting Yarn and Successful Substitution. So this is a class. I am currently still developing it, but I'm very excited about it. And what it is walking through the whole process of really trying to understand your yarn and make smart choices when you need to substitute. We are going to talk about how to calculate and determine how much yardage you need, especially if you're, well, we're going to do that just period, but then if you're substituting, how to figure out that substitution. We are going to talk about yarn weights and really understanding yarn weights, including wraps per inch and grist. And we're going to talk about, a large chunk will be talking about fiber and how all the different fibers behave and what their pros and cons are and what they bring to the party. And then we're going to talk about yarn structure. The physical structure of the yarn has a lot of impact on how successfully it's going to perform in any given project. We'll talk about what fibers and structures and things work well in what kinds of projects, like lace versus sweaters versus cables, etc., etc., etc. So that is, I'm excited about that class. That is a class I think that any knitter, crochet, and even crocheter or fiber artist could use. It's entirely a lecture class, no hands-on element. The other one, so tips and tricks for knitting with variegated yarn. So this one is like half lecture and then swatching, where we will apply the techniques that I talk about in a variegated yarn to the yarn so you can see how it works. I call them taming techniques, how we can tame or emphasize or best embrace variegated yarn. We all love variegated yarn, but sometimes it's hard to match it up with a good pattern. And by variegated yarn, I'm specifically talking about all of these gorgeous hand-dyed variegated yarns that we all love so much, that can be prima donnas. I mean, seriously. Then the Mosaic and Lace class. The Mosaic and Lace class is all based on the techniques I developed for my book, Mosaic and Lace. It is a combination of slip stitch style color work and lace work. So slip stitch style color work is simply knitting stripes and slipping stitches. It's really not particularly challenging. In these patterns, sometimes the most challenging part is the lace itself, but it's not hard lace. So this is definitely a valuable and fun thing to add to your knitting repertoire. And it is a really fun class. In the beginning, we will have like a little tiny boot camp of, if people don't know how to do mosaic, we will do a very, very fast run through of Mosaic and then move on to how it interacts with lace, and you'll learn some new decreases, and it is a lot of fun. And then finally, there is the unusual techniques from Japanese stitch dictionaries. So Japanese stitch dictionaries have all kinds of really fun but weird stitches in them that require you to manipulate. And when you read the description, it's a challenge to figure out. But if you see it demonstrated, or if someone walks you through it, which is what I'll be doing, it makes a lot more sense. So this is to prepare you to work from any number of one of those beautiful Japanese stitch dictionaries. So I will put links in the description notes below for all of these sites that I've shown you, the String Theory site and the Festival of the Arts site and the classes and everything. And as we said, it's the 27th and boop, here I am, the 27th and 28th of August. You need to reserve your space because, especially in the Mosaic Lace and the Japanese stitches, there are limited spaces available because it is very hands-on, and I need to be able to give all the students the attention they deserve. The afternoon classes, there is the availability of making them a little bit larger, but we are still restricted by the space. Speaking of the space, it is going to be in a lake house, like I think like a country club or something. So it's going to be a beautiful space. I'm really excited about this. Apparently it's very close to the store. Oh, and actually, something I wanted to point out that was really cool. Let me go back to this. Chrome, there we go. If you sign up for more than one of my classes, she is doing this. So if you sign up for 2 classes, you get a $35 gift certificate to use in the store. 3 classes, you get a $65 gift certificate to use in the String Theory store. And if you sign up for all 4 classes, you get a $95 gift certificate to use in the String Theory store. So I think that is something, I didn't know she was going to do that. I think that is really cool. So if you want to ask me more questions about this event, please join us tonight at the YouTube Live. It's going to be Thursday the 28th. So if you're watching this after Thursday the 28th, as I said at the beginning, this is a time-sensitive video. obviously, you can go and look at the rerun of the live and see if anyone asks the question that you want. But if you have any questions, please join us tonight for the YouTube live. It starts at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. Or even if you don't have any questions, please come and join us. It's always a fun time. The chat is very lively. And if I don't know the answers, someone does. And frequently, other designers join me in the chat. And they are fantastic, and I love it when they show up. I love it when you show up. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, click that like button. And if you would like to be notified whenever I upload a new video, please subscribe to my channel and select notifications. Thank you so much.